Ever wondered how air traffic controllers keep all those planes in the sky?
From bumping into each other.
Yeah, from bumping into each other.
Right.
It turns out it's way more than just watching blips on a radar screen.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go deep on something called Squawk Codes,
Uh-huh.
the secret language between pilots and air traffic control.
It is super interesting.
So think about it this way. Each plane has this device called a transponder,
Yeah.
and it responds to radar signals, right?
Exactly.
So our source is called squawkcode.pdf,
Okay.
and that's what we're going to use to try to, decode this whole system for you today.
Decode it. Break it down.
What exactly is Squawk Code?
Okay, so a squawk code.
Yeah.
It's a 4-digit number
Okay.
set by the pilot on a little dial in the cockpit.
Ah, okay.
And so this code transmits information to that ATC radar.
Got it.
Yeah.
So what kind of information can it actually, convey? I mean, it's not just random numbers, right?
No, not at all. It can tell air traffic control who's who up there,
Okay.
their altitude, their speed, and even more.
Wow.
Before transponders, all those controllers had were those little blips.
Right.
So this makes things a lot easier and safer.
Yeah, it's like suddenly giving each plane a name tag A and D a little bio.
Exactly.
Right. But if each code is so specific, is there a giant list somewhere
Well,
that controllers and pilots use?
there are a few standard codes like 1200, which basically means I'm flying visually. I don't need any help from air traffic control.
Got it.
Pilots actually call that squawking a dozen.
Squawking a dozen.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's like a little slang.
Yeah, so what about the rest of the codes, though? How
Right.
do they, decide which code to give?
Yeah, so it's very dynamic. Most of the time, the controller assigns it to the aircraft
Got it.
as needed. They're constantly juggling things, based on traffic, weather, who's coming and going.
So there's no, cheat sheet, really.
Not really, no. They have to rely on their training and expertise.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Absolutely.
And it makes you realize just how much information is flowing back and forth.
Oh, yeah. Think about it. You are responsible for hundreds of planes.
Right.
Each just a tiny blip on your screen.
Yeah.
Suddenly, with these squawk codes, you see their identification, altitude, speed, intended route.
Wow.
So it's a massive leap forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's all thanks to these codes.
Right, exactly.
So speaking of, history and stuff,
Sure.
where did the term squawk even come from?
That's a great question. It actually comes from the sound of early radar systems.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they literally made a squawking sound when they picked up a signal.
So like a bird.
Yeah, kind of like that, yeah. And it's fascinating how a simple sound like that became this key part of aviation.
That's so cool. So we've gone from basic radar blips to this, very sophisticated system.
Right, exactly. A whole communication system, really.
And it's all thanks to that squawk sound.
Pretty much, yeah. It makes you appreciate how technology evolves and language evolves right along with it.
Totally.
Yeah.
And this highlights just how important this system is, right?
Absolutely. It's about more than just the codes. It's about making air travel safer. It's a constant stream of information between pilots and controllers.
Yeah, and more efficient.
More efficient, absolutely. Like a secret language that keeps everyone safe up there.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
A secret language.
A language we all rely on, whether we realize it or not.
So just to recap for you out there listening,
Yeah.
squawk codes are this vital part of air traffic control.
Uh-huh.
They give controllers way more precise tracking
Right?
and communication than radar alone.
Much more.
Who knew a 4-digit code could be so powerful, right?
It's amazing what they can do.
Here's something to think about, though.
Okay.
What other industries could benefit from a similar system?
That's a great question.
I mean, beyond aviation.
Right?
I'm talking about things like tracking shipments,
Okay, yeah.
managing traffic in a busy city,
Interesting.
or even coordinating emergency response.
Oh, wow.
The possibilities are kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah. It makes you think.
It really does.
It does. There's so much potential there.
It's pretty amazing. Thanks for helping me break this down.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
I think we all learned something new today.
I hope so.
So until next time, happy flying, everyone.
Stay safe out there.